We're joined by Rinus VeeKay. Hey, Rinus, how are you, sir?
Very good. How are you?
Thanks for coming. It's great to see you again.
Yeah.
You psyched up about the Indy 500?
I'm excited. It's going to be, my fifth, hopefully fifth time's the charm.
Go.
That's what they say, I think. I think that's what they say, fifth time's a charm.
From now on, they do.
so.
Yeah, from now they do.
In the US of A. And we have a couple of rhyming names this year.
Oh.
Remember, rhymes with...
You ever heard that before?
Oh, right. Oh, I just got that.
No.
Yeah, Linus
We
and
have
Rinus.
Linus.
Yeah, Linus and Rinus.
What's the other one?
Well,
You know, Rinus rhymes with Linus. And also,
when you first came over here, did people point that out right away? When you say, how do you
Classy Americans,
How do
you
you
mean?
pronounce Rinus?
Penis with an R. That's it. They'll never forget about it, too.
Yeah.
they will never forget.
At
Absolutely.
the first sponsor meeting. Remember how you pronounce it. So you say this is the number 5, right?
Yeah.
Number 5, yes.
Wow, that's great. And how did you do the last 4?
Anytime out of pit lane, I was good. I've done some human bowling inside pit lane my first year, and then spun coming out of pit lane last year, unfortunately. But I've had every learning experience so far, so I should be all good to go for that win.
You've got it out of the way. Yeah.
Exactly.
How long does it take you to get back in the groove when you get back here?
I mean, usually to be fully ready for the race, I would say a half day practice to be fully, get my timing right and everything the way I want it to be, where I can race super close and make the right decisions.
Are you one of the taller guys?
I think I am. And then there's Graham Rahal.
Yeah.
He's tall.
Yeah.
He's the tallest, but you don't have to add weight to the car though, because you're very slender.
I think we got 12 pounds of ballast in the car.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, because Sato, you think is the lightest? Is that your conclusion?
That's what I
Sato
believe.
or
Sato
Santino?
and Santino are
Yeah.
pretty, and Callum's pretty close probably in there.
He isn't very heavy, no.
Is it one weight or is it like a couple that they?
I think you can
So-
distribute a little bit, right?
Honestly, I'm not joking. I think it's based off of Graham, who is kind of the heaviest, and then it kind of
They
goes
just
down.
go from that? Really?
I think that was
Well,
kind of the measurement
it's
unit.
basically the Danica Patrick rule, right? Where there was a I could be way off on this, but I believe the rule came about because there was a advantage. They thought she was getting an advantage for being so significantly lighter than everybody else. She was barely 100 pounds, and so then they came up with the rule of like, well, we'll base it off of the heaviest driver, and everything has to weigh the same, the car, the driver, combo, and the people who aren't will add weight to it, but you can put it wherever you want to put it. And so the advantage is still to be on the lighter side, but it took away the advantage of being significantly lighter than another driver and having a 100-pound difference in a car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Is Rinus a common name where you're from?
it is. It's more like it's an older, more ancient name, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm named after my granddad, so
Cool.
I would say right now in the Netherlands there might be about 100 or 200 Rinuses, because it's not really the name you give to a newborn child anymore.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's kind of cool. It makes you really stand out then.
Yeah, that's true.
very
It's very. The name doesn't get more Dutch than this.
Yeah. Right.
So, who else can you speak your native language to around here?
Well, no other driver out here. Arie Luyendyk, of course.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah,
You must have
Arie's
known
Arie. Arie was a good friend of the show. In fact, the first time he won it, we became his good luck charm.
Oh, really?
And we had Arie on. We were broadcast. Where was that? We were like at a record store or something, and Arie came in, and then he was on every year after that. He's a great sense of humor, very funny guy.
Yeah, I mean that's what I like about him when we have dinners. We can say some stuff you can't say out loud sometimes. That's the Dutch humor. So
Where do you live now?
I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Another Florida guy.
So it's basically split between Florida and Indiana is where people live. I mean,
Yes,
with
kind
a few
of.
exceptions. Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's true.
Yeah. Have you? How is it with being on Ed Carpenter's team? Because that dude really knows how to go fast around here. Is he? He's not racing this year, obviously.
He is.
Oh, he is racing.
Yes.
Okay,
He
good.
is racing.
So what's it like when you're racing with the team owner? Like,
I mean, it's the same against driving your teammate. You
Yeah, I
just don't
guess.
want to crash with them.
Yeah.
But this one pays my bills. So.
It is a little.
So you have to watch out a little bit. But I think, if Ed is pretty honest. So if I pull some moves during practice or during the race, he's like, hey, just not because I'm the team boss, but just watch out because you might bring yourself into trouble even with another guy. So
Right.
I mean, he's a good,
That's good.
he's a very open guy. So if he does everything to help.
Yeah.
He can do anything he wants. He can say everything, just because he wants to help me.
Yeah, that's cool.
For the teams that seem to have a little bit of trouble in qualifying were teams that got themselves into trouble at some point in time during the week with crashes and things like that. You guys have a crash on Saturday, rebuild the car, and you go right back out and are just as fast, if not faster. Like, how did you guys, flip that, and how did how much confidence did you have, or was that nerve wracking to be able to get right back in the car like that?
I mean, looking at other guys, exactly. I've never crashed the car until after qualifying. So
Right.
I didn't really know what was going to happen, and looking at other cars, especially like Marcus Ericsson,
Right.
who was in a fast, the Andretti is probably the fastest Honda out there right now, and he was fighting for the last row, and that made me worried a bit. Also, just crashing on his own, it's something you don't want to do, especially in qualifying weekend, and just great job by the guys to put the car back together, and I mean, to put it in a fast 12 was
That's unbelievable.
kind of insane.
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've asked the other guys about who's talking to them during the race. During qualifications, is there communication going on, or is it?
Yeah, so my strategist, he just walks me through engine switches. So basically every lap I have to make a change on the dial, basically on the steering wheel. Just so, because the engine gets so hot, just for cooling purposes, basically. So that's all. And of course, he, it's words of encouragement.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite? Completely off. Which we're hard hitting journalists here, and we really want to get, as you can tell. So sometimes we just switch around. So I want to know, do you have a favorite? It's hard to say a favorite, but do you have a favorite movie? And do you tend to watch movies in English or more in Dutch movies? Or
I mean, I like a Dutch movie once in a while. It's kind of a nostalgic thing.
Yeah, makes you feel like home.
Yeah, we got some illegal streaming services that we can use in the US, but I mean, my favorite movie. I mean, I've been a fan of Incredibles, The Incredibles, since I was a kid.
That's a good one.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, I feel like I should play the live action Mr. Incredible. I'm built for it. Come on.
I mean,
Built for
I
it.
can see you sitting in that tiny car.
Yes, thank you.
To work.
Exactly. That's what it looked like when I did the 2-seater with Mario. I looked like Mr. Incredible in a tiny car.
the mom from The Incredibles has maybe the most interesting physique.
Pixar knew what they were doing.
Bizarre.
Yes.
It is somewhat
That's a great
shocking.
goal.
That's
That's true. I never thought
one of
about
those
that.
parent Easter eggs, I think, that's thrown into.
Yeah.
Did
Just
you
a little
listen?
something for dads.
Did you listen to a lot of music?
I do listen to music. I mean, it's not everything to me, but I like my music, yeah.
Are you a soccer fan? Football fan? Sorry. Dutch football is
Yes.
Is a thing.
European football, American soccer. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But any particular music that you like? Of
I mean, it's kind of everything except country, but Chris Stapleton.
Good call.
Yeah.
he's great.
I'm with you
He's
on that.
great. He's great. What do you do to chill out the morning of the Indy 500?
Well, it's hard because they fire explosives when we are.
We keep hearing
Yeah, we
about
keep
that.
hearing about this.
Someone
this
do
cannon,
something about
6
that.
a.m. cannon.
Does anyone know Mr. Penske? For God's sake.
I know exactly. And what everybody else has said is like you literally jump out of bed.
I mean, they're loud. Like,
Yeah.
are we in America? Or
Yeah,
where are we?
Right.
So no. I mean, I just basically lock myself up in the motorhome, have breakfast with my wife, and we have a dog here now. Very big guard dog, so we have to watch out with other drivers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
what kind of dog is it?
8-month-old Chihuahua.
By the way, those are very serious guards.
Vicious.
Yeah.
What is the
Especially 5 feet away from anything.
What's the Chihuahua's name?
Rosa.
Rosa.
Okay.
She's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
She's
great.
nice.
That's great. Motorhome living with your wife and your dog and some explosives. I mean, yeah, I think you're turning into an American.
Yes, yes. Just have to have some bald eagles circle around. Watch out for the dog though, because they're like
They may eat the
tiny
dog.
dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we have some hogs in Florida, and like
Yeah.
when she's in a neighbor or in the backyard,
Yeah.
you can see them circling.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
It's a big rat.
My little dog almost got taken away by a bald eagle. It was a juvenile, so it didn't really know. And it came literally like 10 feet, and I went screaming. Like that's a real thing, man. That would have been traumatic for my whole family to see the dog getting carried
The
away
big
by an
thing
eagle.
lately in Florida is people walking their dogs, and sometimes the gator gets the dog. Sometimes the gator gets the old lady.
Oh,
This conversation is taking a
hold
turn.
on. Wait a minute. Somehow we went from chihuahuas and bald eagles to an alligator eating
talking
a
about
grandma.
So I mean, in Florida, the old lady can eat the alligator. I mean, that could happen.
Happens all the time. We get
It's so true. Florida, man.
so. This has certainly been the most comprehensive interview.
We've
really covered
done
everything.
it all. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You will not have another interview like this today. I
No,
promise you.
I
that.
like this.
My man.
Rinus, one more thing. Am I correct in saying there is a famous band from Holland? Wait a minute. Don't tell me.
From my lifetime, or
No. No, but they're. What are they? What's
get it,
What's that
Rinus,
song?
you get it.
Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone. Golden Earring. Aren't those guys Dutch?
it might be.
Man, come
Do you
on.
know the Venga Boys?
Banger.
No.
Oh,
Venga
yeah.
Boys, we like to party.
Yes.
They're Dutch.
Yes.
I found out a few years ago.
Yeah,
We gotta
Golden Earring
play
had
that.
two. They're yeah. What was that? They had two hits. They had Radar Love.
Radar Love.
That's one of you should.
Okay.
That's one of the best driving songs of all time. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's a great driving
Radar
song.
Love.
It's about a guy driving
Oh,
at night.
I know that.
It was in
Yeah.
Wayne's World.
I think everybody knows that.
Yeah, so it was kind of in your lifetime. I'm not sure.
Still
if that was
around.
Touche, Tom.
that was a shot.
Touche, Tom.
I'm just trying to see if the man knows his own countrymen. It's sad.
I mean, I've become American now.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't know
exactly.
topography.
He lives in Florida now. He's a full-on American.
That's a different country than America.
That's a whole different country.
Well, thanks, Rinus.
Let's go,
Yes,
Rinus.
thanks for having me.
My man.